We were talking about incentivizing people to perceive the case study so that these abandoned spaces can potentially become part of this novel urban ecosystem of spreading grounds for floodplain and light.
Well, you see, here's what I conclude from it, and what I've been thinking about. I've seen this as an outcome for at least 5 years. Not an outcome I could do, of course, but an outcome from that work you're doing. And that is that if you're able to unleash a large enough number of novel ecosystems, nature will find a way to connect them. The minute that happens and exchange happens between the novel ecosystems, why then something will happen that's miraculous and you can't for a moment predict it.
No, and you know, I had a conversation with Dr. Suzanne Simard from the Mother Tree Project. She's you know her work. She's a scientist that deals with the old growth forest and studies it in British Columbia. And she's of the forest, third generation in her family to live there. And she said that what you're talking about, this exchange between small parcels of land along a redirected river, will be a version of the old growth forest in this hybridized new form of ecology, right? Because the mycelial plant tree connection will operate. It won't operate like it would in nature, but it will operate a whole lot more effectively than it does now. So
I disagree with one thing you said.
what?
Nature is very creative and creates new systems. So for you to say it won't operate within nature is incorrect. Nature will be guiding you. It's really it's a discourse. What you're doing is offering the life web opportunity to express itself in a place that's been repressed. Now, when it re-expresses itself, it's not going to be like it once was. It's going to be something new. And for all I know, the connection will be birds and rats.
And coyotes. Remember how we immediately saw a few years ago the coyote move in?
Is he still there?
No, he left when he healed himself. He seemed to have a leg injury and he came to the floodplain to repair himself. And then when he got better, he went back to ranging.
I see.
But he stayed with us for about 4 months. And he never ate the cats that lived there. He'd always go out for dinner. And it was quite interesting. But there's also, you know, birds that are taking up because they are benefiting from the living system that's coming out of the floodplain. And we collect stormwater from the roofs of the building and we hold it, and then we flood the site when we feel that it's been too dry for too long. So instead of irrigating, we're kind of mimicking flood there.
Well, you're mimicking rain.
Mimicking rain.
Because rain is becoming heavier and more intermittent. So you're mimicking its new form.